Good evening, everyone. Welcome back. This week is going to be special because we are leading up to Easter, and I wanted to do a song every day to reflect on the cross or about Jesus's sacrifice, his blood. And we're also going to be learning about Passover. I have been thrilled to learn about each of the symbolism, and it's just really fascinating. So I'm going to invite you to join along with me because maybe you know some things about it, maybe you don't. So join me this week as we learn a little bit about Passover each night, because Passover does begin tonight. Let's see, I guess I'll tell you about Passover first, and then we'll talk about our song history. Now tonight, I'm going to be using the New American Haggadah, and the leader would say, as they would sit down to their meal tonight, their Seder, among the ceremonies that sustain our Jewish heritage, especially beloved is the Seder, which we're going to be learning more about too. Celebrated on Passover Eve, which is also called Pesach. The name Seder means order, and there is an order of the service, which we're also going to learn about. By reading the words of this Haggadah, which I'm going to get really dicey here on my pronunciation, and it says, by eating symbolic foods, we obey the mitzvah written in the Torah. You shall tell the Pesach story to your children in the days to come. The story we tell is how the Jewish people were freed from being slaves in Egypt. We call this the Exodus. Now, what Jewish women were doing in the time of Passover and since then, and even, the few weeks back, is they will begin a spring cleaning. And this is actually where we get our spring cleaning from. They're going to go around and they're going to take away anything that has yeast in their house. So any products with yeast or gluten. And the male, what he does after the woman says, okay, it's done, he goes around and she'll usually hide some crumbs for him to sweep up with his feather into a paper towel, and then he goes and he would usually go to the synagogue and burn that, in a ceremony to say, my house is clean, because they're trying to get rid of anything with yeast in it, because yeast represents sin, and we want to be unleavened. So, and that means, of course, without yeast. So that's unleavened bread that doesn't rise. And the women would begin Passover by taking candles and lighting them. And let me read what it says. May the candles remind us that we must help and not hurt, cause joy and not sorrow, create and not destroy, and help all to be free. We praise God for the gift of life and this happy time. So we're going to light the candles to signify that Passover is beginning. And oh no, my candle just fell. At least it wasn't on fire, right? And it's only symbolic that the women get to do this, because really, the Passover is run by the head of the family, the male. But it's significant that the Jewish wife gets to do this, because Mary, when she brought Jesus into the world, he was our light of the world. So it's only fitting that the woman lights the candles. And so on to our song tonight. Our song is There Is a Fountain. And I remember this song most fondly whenever I was growing up, and whenever somebody would be getting ready for baptism, this is the song that we would sing. So remember that. But this one is by a William Cowper, and this song was written in 1772. William had a troubled life. He was depressed a lot. When he was born, he was the fourth child, and by the time his mother gave birth to their fifth child, 3 of his other siblings had all passed away, just of childhood illness. And his mother died when she was giving birth to that 5th child. And this really had a profound impact on him. He was only 6. So then he was sent away to boarding school, And there he was terrorized by a bully. And that happened for at least 2 more years. And that just basically just shot his nerves. And then he went on to another school, and that was better for him, but he would still struggle with depression. He wanted to marry his cousin, Theodora. However, her father said absolutely not, and this, of course, sent him into another deep depression. And then he was trying to study for the bar to become a lawyer, and that didn't work out either. He was so terrorized by anxiety, he couldn't stand before the bar. And so he was just knocked down after blow, and he had tried to commit suicide 3 times. And he almost succeeded, and at this point, they took him to the asylum. Now, usually asylums are not, known at this time for being good. It's basically bedlam is the word that they've come up with at this time. But this asylum was run by a Christian doctor, and underneath his care, he was slowly able to be recovered, and he found the Lord in the midst of his depression and the suicidal attempts. And he wrote this song, "There is a Fountain." And he met up after his recovery. He met up with John Newton, who had written Amazing Grace, and he was composing a hymnal, and he wanted to know if Mr. Cowper wanted to contribute to it. He contributed 68 texts, and our song tonight is one of them. And we'll go ahead and sing it. I hope you all know this song, and will sing it with me. Keeping our focus on the cross. There is a fountain filled with blood drawn from Emmanuel's veins, and sinners plunged beneath that flood lose all their guilty stains, lose all their guilty stains, lose all their guilty stains, and sinners plunged beneath that flood lose all their guilty stains. Good night, and I will see you tomorrow on Saturday for more about Passover and another rich, beautiful hymn. Have a wonderful evening, everybody.